Oh yeah, well he's going to be Rusty, the Hollywood sharpshooter, and he's going to have a target, but instead of a silhouette with a guy with the gun, it's going to be a
Yeah.
silhouette with a girl with a camera.
All right, gents, go ahead and have your hot mic moments.
Oh, gee whiz. So there I was, and okay, no, that's enough. Hi, everybody.
And you were
Oh, wait,
like, "Oh,
yeah.
hey."
I was like, hi, how's it going? Welcome to the most exclusive Man-O-Rama ever. Ever. Sorry.
Does everyone
Sorry.
have the
Yeah, a
Bud Light?
little echo.
We've got to pump up
Just
those sales.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
you know how that is, Jesse.
Uh, pumping? Yes, definitely, for sure. Excuse me.
All right, fixed.
This beer has a little wang to it.
Freaking Andy. Oh, I fixed the audio, and the first thing I hear and everybody else hears is that. Oh my god.
That's like, hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Wang. Oh, geez. All right. Well, that's it.
I guess you guys have never seen the Hollywood Nights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Do I?
Everybody wang tonight.
it's more Austin Power references. It's like Wang. It's like, excuse me, teacher, I see something in the sky. It looks just like a giant Johnson.
She's a man.
Now that's okay.
Finally accepted by society.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
Someone in the chat's like, finally, they're talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Wang.
I've never been accepted by society.
Well, it's a good thing we're not live. We might get booted off of YouTube.
We are live.
Oh,
We
oh
haven't
no!
started. Yeah, we just haven't started the panel yet. That's all.
Help us, Elon Musk. You're our only hope.
Did you say Elong?
Yes, long.
Elongated? What?
I do like an elongated musky kind of thing.
Elong duck dong.
Man, what is in this coffee? Gee whiz, I'm on.
Is that
one heck of
code
a
for
rush,
wink wink?
I don't know. Is wink wink code for wink wink?
Nudge,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What I mean?
All right, yeah. All right, Ernest.
And tonight we're just gonna bust your balls.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Not the way that you enjoy it.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, let's go ahead and dive on into it. Welcome to Man-O-Rama episode 21. More life skills tonight, and we are going to talk about hygiene. So obviously we're going to be up to some hygiene. Anywho, as usual, your producer, the Goat Father. But let's dive on into the real men of the show, because they're going to be the ones cracking you up tonight. Of course, we got our host with the most. Where is your cowboy hat, sir? It's Rancor Steve.
Howdy, howdy. Some days I don't wear a cowboy hat. Some days I wear this hat. You know, it's good to be here.
Some days he wears dresses.
and pink bow ties.
He works all night.
He wears a wedding dress.
I want to get him a school bus combo cap. That's what I want to do.
And of course, we have the return. And where did that come from all of a sudden? Good Lord. No, that is not something you wear in the fight of good versus evil. But he's wearing it anyway. Maybe it's because he's Canadian. It's the Comic Relief Crusader.
Oh, fine. I'll save everybody the horror.
Horror.
Hello, everywhere. Horror.
I will save you, madam.
Horror.
And of course, as you can see by the background, the man of many talents, it's not a doll, it's an action figure. And we'll see how many times I can say that. Oh, and he's got more. Is that what I think it is?
That's Sabu.
Ah, very
Oh, it
good.
is Sabu.
I haven't painted his saber teeth yet, but
Yet.
Sabu.
And welcome, Andy Masterson, Lord of the Action Figures.
Sim Salabim. That was from an old movie with like.
I think that means howdy all in Arabic, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, this man has been a mystery. It's almost like he's been on an evil island without any Wi-Fi or satellite. He just reeks of patriotism. Welcome back, JRC.
Hey,
Good
JRC,
evening, y'all. Yes.
I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
I'm assuming you've been to Guam.
Actually, no.
Oh, good thing, because I hear it could tip over if there's so many people on it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sorry, let me get the trombone really quick. There we go. Okay, thank you very much.
Tell me you've never seen Hank Johnson, the congressman from Georgia.
Yeah, I
where
remember
he
that.
says, like, I'm a bit concerned if we put too many people on Guam, it may tip over and capsize.
Your tax dollars at work, people.
And the general kept a straight face when he answered him. Well, we don't foresee that happening.
That was awesome.
I think you misquoted. I think that was AOC. Yeah. Just saying. Anyway, it's great to be back. I missed you guys.
It could potentially be AOC.
Yeah, it could potentially be. Yeah, totally.
Let's not go down an intellectual black hole.
Oh, let's not talk about going down at all.
Anyway,
not.
I do believe Rancor Steve. How shall we prepare, or rather, forge forward, sir?
So I wanted to see how everyone. I always have to talk real slow. I realize it probably drives Gary nuts. He'd be like, "What are you talking about?" Well, I wanted to go around the table and see how everyone's week was doing, and we have a special little video. If everything works out perfectly, then we can show that for you guys.
You want that now or later?
No, we're gonna do it right after we see how everyone's week is going.
Okay,
that's good candy. Now or later, that's a very good candy.
JRC,
yes.
How is your, I don't know, however many 4 weeks or something like that you've been gone? How's your week been?
For the first time I had a normal week, I didn't have a normal week. Let's see here. Started off with food poisoning, and then let's see here. Then my mom-in-law had to get rushed to the hospital, and then my rest of my family got sick, and then it's been a crazy week. It's like first time I get a normal week once I get back, and I'm just ugh. But otherwise, I did see a certain. Oh wait, we're not supposed to talk about that show, so never mind.
Yeah.
Admiral Teague's in the chat. He knows what I'm talking about. Anyway.
He's gonna go on a monologue. Well, this is how everything works. Atlas, how was your week?
Not too bad. Rather uneventful, somewhat. Been pretty good. Kind of quiet. Nice.
And Graybush, Andy Masterson, how's your week, man?
My week has been quite inconsequential. I had my testicles ritualistically shaven. If you haven't tried a shorn scrotum, I suggest you try it. It's quite invigorating.
So we're gonna have to call you White Bush now. Wait, there's not even a bush in here.
Anyway,
this coffee is really good.
Like the granite golem. Anyway.
My week's been pretty interesting. Just work, stress.
I figured it was quite kind of a drag for you.
Oh, some of the people won't get it till they see the video.
On that note, I think we should show the video. Goat Master.
Speaking of shaved scrotums.
I see how it is. Yeah, how's Goat Father doing? No, screw you. Just show the vid.
If we can show the video, I think this would be a good opportunity to show a little trailer.
Okay, so this is going to be something pushing this through 3 programs at once. So prepare yourselves. This may or may not go properly, but I'll try to sync up the audio. Is everybody ready?
You have been warned, Chad.
All right. Okay.
Duck and cover in your desk, children. Here we go.
Okay, so all I have to do is 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Karen Kennedy, Frank Marshall, and not Steven Spielberg.
We
are
only have
bringing
audio.
You the
We only have
bestest
audio.
adventure ever.
We don't
You
have
can hear
video.
it, right?
Return of a
Yeah, we
legend.
don't have video.
Yeah,
Oh,
we went back to the thrilling days of yesteryear when
Oh, no,
everybody
we
sat
got-
around the radio.
Hold on.
We do a smoke
I
signal
forgot.
here. This is how you visualize it.
Actually we had video on Rumble.
Up.
No,
was
that-
video.
Okay,
There
so that is
We
not
had
doing what
video
it's
and you're
supposed
square,
to do.
though.
All right, everybody, take 2.
So this
Of
is the
course,
first
the
time
last
we-
program that didn't do it anyway. Hold on one sec. No, I want you to start from the beginning.
Well, if it doesn't work out, we can skip it. That's no
you
problem.
can do it, go. We believe in you.
Here we go. All right, let me just make sure it's doing it real quick. Come on.
This is the first time showing you video on this show.
Okay, good. So if it will agree with me, there we go. All right, let me try this one more
Will
time
this
and not
work?
forget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's off. That's off. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Karen Kennedy, Frank Marshall, and not Steven Spielberg are bringing you the bestest adventure ever.
You hear it, right?
Yep.
Witness
Yeah.
the
Okay.
return of a legend. All right, I'm ready. One more time.
I thought they banned that video in the U.S.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of
Dial-O-Destiny.
Witness the excitement as Fleabag and Indy travel back in time to fix toxic masculinity.
I think he broke a hip.
Hello, hello.
That looks like the Spaceballs stunt doubles. I'm dying. Oh,
TikTok video.
That stupid TikTok music.
Oh, God.
it could be worse. It could be ukulele music.
I love that stuff.
They're teaming up to stop free market capitalism.
Thank you.
Come on, man.
Golly, all these member berries.
The Stones.
What are you doing?
Wait, I love this part.
Mola Fleabag.
Shake that money maker.
Gotta make it does somehow.
Not just another sequel, but an update with diversity.
I screwed go. God. Oh, God.
That's like the time machine from Napoleon Dynamite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Steve forgot to wear his watch when he looked at his wrist.
It's not a blooper, it's a feature.
Fleabag.
It sounded like a short bus.
Thank you.
Oh God!
You are tainting the Holy Grail.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She'll be around forever.
There's a new archaeologist in town.
Oh my god. Okay, whoever that actress is doing really
Don't
well.
miss Indiana Jones and the
Really
Diamond
too good at that.
City.
Check out the credits.
Unless you hate women.
Written by Dingus Cunnilingus.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh man.
Oh, I love it.
I
Love it.
I was
Now,
thinking
you know what's
of
gonna
indulging
happen?
into your buttocks.
You're going to get dinged by YouTube for showing nipples.
Yeah.
It's all for a good cause.
oh man.
Hey, well, you know,
I-
since gender's just a social construct, I mean,
Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
I think he's going to end up on the YouTube's kids channel. That's what's going to happen.
I said to Doomcock, we need to do like a Steve calendar.
Like a
Oh,
Steve
God,
a Day
yeah.
calendar.
Oh man, that was the
I will be
dancing
on
was the
that.
one that got me because there was no us speaking or anything. Gary just sat there and he goes, "Just dance," and I felt like from True Lies, the wife dancing. I was like, "This is going nowhere."
Wait,
And
you were-
the leg part I was like, "Dude, I have to do the leg part." Somehow I gotta throw that in there. And the Bud Light, we've been working on a video idea for the Bud Light. How are we gonna destroy Bud Light? This was the best opportunity to do it. So
Yep.
that was
You know,
fun. It was
on a serious note, and I know it's
On
trolling,
this show.
I looked
but
dead.
right? But have you
Oh, yeah, make it
actually
real
considered sending it to Anheuser-Busch just to see if somebody writes back or something?
Dude, if they
I
put that
don't
on a can, I'm going to be. I want a whole case of that.
Or they would have to
You
have
had the
his
can and just my
permission.
leg just sticking up.
Just
Oh, jeez.
There you go. See, John Riddle. He wants Bravo. More.
more. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Speaking of tonight's topic of being about hygiene, how hygienic is it to drink a Bud Light out of a Holy Grail that's been sitting around for thousands of years?
Totally.
Hygienic enough.
It's Bud Light. I mean, what are you going to do? Make it taste worse?
Yeah, exactly.
True.
I mean, like how often are you gonna,
Isn't Bud Light technically the syrup for like the soda taps or something like that?
Yeah.
it's just dirty water.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Actually, a friend of mine used to call it the lawnmower beer. You know, it literally is made out of grass clippings or something like that. You know, it's still
Well,
just grass.
I was talking to Gary about this, and we were making fun of it. And growing up in the South, there's always Coors Light, Keystone, and Bud Light. It was never Budweiser for some reason, and it was just everyone else drink Bud Light and Coors Light, and we all never liked it. It was never that great. Nice shirt, nice shirt.
Thank you. That is a
And-
millennial talking.
When they did this whole thing, I was like, at least pick a beer that tastes good. Then
When
you
I-
would get more of an uproar.
When I was
Yeah.
growing
But-
up, we had our next door neighbors, the Hudikas. They were Polish immigrants. And they had a beer tap installed on their refrigerator in the garage.
I've seen
Yeah,
those actually.
Johnny was the only 8-year-old on the baseball team who was perpetually drunk. The coach
It's like-
said, like,
Oh God.
one day the coach said, like, how come he can't hit the ball? Usually it's pretty good. He's drunk.
He's on strike 8. He won't leave
my
the plate.
Well, I found
Just
this
give me
out.
one more, coach. I can get this time.
Hey, the game's over. He's still
So-
swinging.
Yeah.
Canadian
when,
Spider-Man says,
yes.
sorry, This boycott might make people realize that they don't like Bud Light and that they don't want to drink it anymore. Why were they drinking it in the first place? From everything I've heard, it's like the worst thing imaginable.
Because
See,
it's
plus
there,
putting it in the Holy Grail also kind of balances it out,
right?
right?
Oh,
Well,
it's like the
here's the
yin
thing about
yang,
Bud
good and
Light
evil.
is
Kind of thing, yeah.
here's one I'll say one benefit thing about Bud Light is it's a great beer pong beer.
Because you won't get drunk.
Well, that, but then
suppose.
you don't want to actually you want to win, so it makes you get better at the game. But I remember, so here's the thing: I looked at grocery stores here in town. They don't sell Sam Adams beer in stores anymore in California, or most of California. Is because they're like, yeah, we'll promote Trump, and then California's like, no, no more. But they sell at bars like crazy. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings the other day with a bunch of brothers, and it was one of the few places that actually sells Sam Adams, like the seasonal beers whenever the seasons come up. And I talked to one of the bartenders, was like, yeah, you can't buy them in stores anymore because of that situation. But they're making a killing everywhere else because everyone's going to the bars now just for the Sam Adams. And this is the polar opposite. When you lose about almost $10 billion, you might want to think about something here.
So
That's
Samuel
well,
Adams, Samuel Adams
We
is
talk
under
about Disney does
prohibition
that
in
every day.
California.
Well,
yeah.
that's true.
What were you gonna say, Andy?
Samuel Adams is under prohibition in California.
Yeah.
You know, I think we could
There's
make
a lot of things under prohibition.
I think we could make like some money at that.
Hey, Steve,
You know what, Sam?
I think you're
Yes.
correct.
you have to read
Amsterdam, load
John
up the
Randall's
fucking-
comment. That's hilarious.
What did brother John Rendell say? He says a lot of things. Wise things.
John Reynolds says Bud Light is like sex in a urinal. freaking close to piss.
So, John, you got a story for us?
I
Yeah,
think he
brother.
does. He has
Yeah.
many a story.
Yeah, I always heard that joke is it's like sex in a canoe, fucking close to water.
You know, I was
Yep.
going to say, would you say consider Bud Light to be the first generation hard seltzer?
Maybe.
Like this is it's the pre White Claw.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm like thinking like, how some things just end up becoming popular for some unknown reason, and people been doing it for decades.
Because Budweiser's like, we're gonna try a diet
Yeah.
beer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man.
But on that note, we're gonna get into a little thing that we like to call "Give Me That Headline," which now we changed to "Give Me That Epic Fail." And this week has been a little bit difficult finding fails because the past few episodes we were able to find a lot of car fails, a lot of cooking fails.
True.
Men's hygiene is a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. It's not easy. I found a few that are kind of meme like, and they're really funny. And I know the goat has maybe 1, 2, or 3 or something like that. But we're gonna here's the first one. I'm gonna pull up on the big screen because this is hilarious.
What?
Barbasol, 9-in-1
Nine.
shampoo, conditioner, body wash, soap, lotion, shaving cream, toothpaste, detergent, and motor oil.
Okay, that's my next shampoo right there. I gotta say
Because
so.
you know how like
Yeah.
guys, their body wash. I now use a bar, it's like pretty much a brick soap for body wash. I don't use like
Right.
I almost said detergent.
Yeah.
That kind of body wash, just because I don't know, like it makes me feel like a woman. I don't know, like I'll use a bar of soap.
Man, I feel like a woman.
I think
Bang.
That popped in my head. But what do you guys think of this? Is this a good advertisement? Like,
The
Sure,
first
why
thing-
not?
The
With a
first
hint of
thing
motor
I
oil.
thought of was I thought of actually like Ron White from Tater Salad when he was like he went to this like little town. He said, I went to this little town's airport, tire care, and hair salon kind of thing. So it kind of reminded me of that. So I was like, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna guess there's probably gonna be some cancer causing thing. Anyway, yeah,
No,
cause
it'll
lose
be
your hair.
fine.
But let's
You'll be
pull up the
no, it'll
next
be fine.
one.
Oh, I was going to show the next one, but then I realized no,
You don't have
it's not time. Not
Okay,
yet.
we'll wait to that one. There's one that I sent it's hilarious.
I'll tell you what,
Oh
the
man, you
best
didn't go
commercials
that
out
picture,
there.
did you?
The best
Oh,
commercials
I'm
out there
hoping
for
so.
Dr. Squatch.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but holy moly, do you have to use an arm and a leg to get like a bar like this big, and just like it's so teeny tiny. Unfortunately, I was going to try to get some, but my wife's like, it's $9.54 for a little teeny bar. So,
That is true.
All right.
yeah,
So here's this one. Does anybody relate to this one? How going to the dentist is like versus how it actually feels. I thought this was hilarious. I saw it. I was like, this has got to go on the show.
I've had so
Yeah.
much dental work done.
I have a
don't
Navy
even
dental
notice.
story if you're interested.
Yes.
Ooh,
I
do
actually
tell.
had to have
Do
a
Yes,
tell.
I am.
yeah. Well, first in boot camp, I actually had to get my wisdom teeth and a root canal in the same day within the same hour.
Ooh. Ow.
Mm.
Same hour.
Same hour.
dear
Yeah, as soon
God.
as they ripped my wisdom teeth out, they brought me down the hall that way because I was still kind of like they had to guide me down because I was still like, "Whoa." And then they had to give me a root canal because all the stuff was still in my system. So, but no, I used to. So I went to get my just for a cleaning. I went into one of the Navy dental offices to get a cleaning, and had this. She was a former chief who was who worked in the dental department. And I go in there, and man, she would like just scrape the crap out of my gums, and then she'd like take the floss and jam it up in there, and she's like grinding like she's a freaking archaeologist, and I'm like, and I'm like, and she's like, yeah, you're not brushing and flossing properly, see your gums are bleeding. I'm like, that's because you're ripping into them. So she like would dig, like she'd get like those picks and like dig into my teeth, and I'm like come out there, I'm like ugh, like I'm dripping blood, and then she'd say, "See, you're not brushing good enough because I'm making your gums bleed." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not because I'm not brushing enough." So
Did she not like men like Rosie O'Donnell
Yeah.
doesn't like men?
Probably.
no, probably she was she had to, you know, she was former chief, so maybe she had to like feel like be more competitive.
That or she's in S&M.
So
Ooh. Pull up
Yeah.
the next
I couldn't
one.
say that. I couldn't say the secret word because my mouth was jammed with metal.
All right, so this is my favorite one. This is 36 in 1 formula. this
Holy
fucking
moly.
hilarious. Shampoo,
Suave.
body wash, conditioner, moisturizer, face cleanser, deodorant, WD-40, Blake fluid, after shave, jet fuel, beer, bleach, toothpaste, cologne, carburetor cleaner, barbecue sauce, transmission fluid, shaving cream, gasoline, 10W to 30 oil, exfoliator, whiskey, mustard. I gotta stand
Oh,
up
that
for
will
this thing's
exfoliate
long.
for sure.
Hold up, this is crazy. Mustard, kerosene,
Kerosene.
laundry detergent,
Kerosene.
peanut butter, vodka, gunpowder, diesel, fuel. Oh, diesel fuel, oxygen, dude. Anyone else can finish this? I can't. Oh my gosh.
Paint
let's
stripper,
see.
super glue, ketchup,
Is it diesel
and
fuel?
Peanut butter.
Engine degreaser.
engine degreaser, all in one
This is-
bottle.
Yeah.
This is my body wash, guys. I don't know about you, but
Dear
what the
Lord.
fuck?
Now I know it's just
I'm
like
gonna guess
some
that-
obvious troll, but still pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Dude. When
Man,
I
you
have
saw
to
this
cover
little
all
picture,
show.
and
bases
it,
at once.
when
Yeah.
I saw this picture and it said
Yeah.
whiskey and gunpowder, I was like, yes. See, that's what I think guys need is you need catchphrases.
Did your
And
nipples get hard?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, when I saw it, I was like,
had
dude,
surprise.
it's a selling point. It's I don't know the name of it. I'll look it up and share it later, probably in the main topic. But there's you can buy these brick of soaps for at like sporting goods stores. It's like a D brick or something. I don't know if you guys know the name of it, but it's a solid brick.
Yeah.
And
Called a D
I'll
brick.
look it up. What?
It's a brick for the D. Sorry.
You wish. But it's like a brick, and I'll look it up. And I think any guy should get this because it's actually a lot better and better for your skin to do this than actually buy Suave 36-in-1 lotion. But what do you guys think about the diesel body wash?
I like Guatemalan Rooster's comment. It's also not Pepto-Bismol on top of that. Yeah.
Probably after I take a swig of that, I'm going to need some Pepto. Gee whiz.
Might be a good emetic.
It said peanut butter, so I just downed the whole bottle. So
There we
there's
go.
peanut butter in there.
It's your one-stop shop
Yeah.
for everything.
So, since we're talking
Yes.
about hygiene, and it was a pain in the butt to find photos for this, but I
You're not
found one and only one that just stood out. This is the type of thing that would make Gordon Ramsay scream in a fit of rage. Are you ready for this,
I'm
gentlemen?
scared.
Oh yeah,
I am.
I'm ready.
All
My
right,
body is
here you
ready.
I'm
go.
not scared.
What the hell?
Looks like he's resting in the
Oh.
world of
Oh,
Those are my
Oh,
feet.
God.
no.
food. Yeah, and he's obviously not
Is that
wearing
Brie
socks
Larson?
or shoes.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
We're
it's Jennifer
going there.
Lawrence. She did it first.
no, I thought that was a morgue at first.
So, how would you guys like to know that your food was close to that?
Oh,
I worked at McDonald's. I've seen worse.
Oh, you've seen the back
Oh,
of the
yeah.
McFlurry machine, huh?
at.
Yeah.
Why isn't the ice cream machine working? You don't want to know.
Yeah. Can I have some
Oh,
jam for my
JRC,
peanut
he
butter?
has died suddenly.
That's
Hmm.
you know, I
You have no words.
Steve got
JRC will
unplugged.
likely
Somebody plug
return.
Steve back in.
I'm right here. I'm right here. If anybody wants charcoal, you can have it.
Survey
All right.
says he's using Wi-Fi.
He's back.
Was that
Voldemort's
me?
back.
Or did he lose the whole thing?
Yeah, JR. You know what? I know what happened. JRC's internet, all of his equipment was so disgusted by this picture that it just said, "I'm done for the day," and just quit on him.
And you know what the thing is I seriously was about to say when I meant to say when I ordered the foot long, I didn't really mean an actual foot in there.
I'll give you that one.
So,
Love it.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, short bus.
Yeah. Why would you
All
show
right,
that?
yeah.
That makes me not want to eat. That's a great picture for the food.
Oh, you want to lose weight?
Oh.
Boom. Here's you wanting to eat out today at fast food. It ain't happening now.
He got
So
tired.
now
He's
that
taking
explains food poisoning at the beginning of the week. Did you take it at the Burger King I went to? Is that what happened?
Burger
you
King
had
still
horse meat?
exists?
You had horse
Yeah, believe it
meat?
or not, they did.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it does.
Uh-oh.
There
He wants to show
there
us
is-
something.
There is something I do want to share.
Ooh,
Yeah.
boy. Go for it, buddy.
Oh
I
no.
love this.
Oh.
Just think, if MaxiPad commercials
No.
didn't exist, men would. Oh God. And MaxiPads.
There you go. Man would have no idea that girls are full of blue windshield wiper fluid.
Wait, so are they secretly the Avatar aliens and no one told us?
Yes.
They
That's
are.
for Lizzo.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to go a little wider.
yeah, I think so. So it's gonna have to be a tarp.
Oh dear Lord, I remember that.
Yeah.
They did the same thing for that's like the same diaper commercial. That's like was it Tampax and Pampers at the same time?
Can you
Yeah.
imagine Lizzo skydiving in just a bikini.
Oh, for crying out loud,
don't
you had
give
to
me
say that.
nightmares. No.
That's a
And you didn't
meteor
even have to give us
shower.
details. You said Lizzo.
That's a full blown meteor shower.
Oh, What do we got here? It looks like
like-
somebody just came
better
off of
be
a
it.
SpaceX rocket.
Ooh.
Welcome,
Oh,
Admiral
no.
Teague.
Hell, it's nice to
There we
see
go.
all of you. Thank you for having me.
Hey,
Thank
dude.
you very
Rocket
much.
Man. Coming out as a-
It was a
Yeah.
rough day today. We had the final episode of Picard. It was heartbreaking.
Mhm.
I just want to say, I want to echo the words of all the pro critics and say, like, thank you for this gift, Mr. Metalis. Oh my God.
It
How
was
you
a
guys
love
doing?
letter. It was a love letter.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
it-
You have,
It
you
was a
have to say it.
ransom note.
You have to say it like this, Teague.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you guys ever see the South Park episode where Mr. Garrison makes the it?
No.
He basically makes a one-wheel vehicle that goes hundreds of miles an hour, and let's just say
Oh, yeah,
something
that's
like that's involved. So, Admiral Teague, I think
Right.
I now know exactly why that SpaceX rocket exploded, because what they were doing in the control room is they must have been
Uh-oh.
watching that show, and it was so horrible that they forgot what they were doing, and by the time they noticed, it was too late, and Elon's rocket exploded.
Well, the first thing I
Ah.
want to do is thank the Goat Father for getting me on here and Ranker Steve for being such a great supporter of saving Star Trek. But you know what? I think wasn't the rocket designed to be wasn't supposed to make it or come back. That was designed to get
Don't kill the joke.
information, right, about attitude control and whether it went into a flat spin and it blew up. I mean,
So just a little context here. I'm making a joke.
Oh,
CNN
okay.
is like CNN and
Oh,
all those
okay.
people are like, "Oh, Elon, bad rocket exploded, blah blah blah." Yeah, I know it was supposed to explode. They basically
Yeah,
said
no, it's
anything
supposed
past the
yeah.
tower is, they just wanted to pass the tower and then they can prep it later on to separate and do its thing. But I was just making a joke. You ruined the joke. I had
Okay.
to
Oh, okay.
explain it.
At least
Anyway,
it's not Jeff
welcome, Admiral
Bezos'
Tig.
rocket.
You
I
know,
want to. I want to know.
I have to
I
explain
thought
most
this.
of my jokes, so I don't mind.
I thought this one was supposed to be
Yeah.
the first spacecraft with members of Congress on board.
No.
If
Hey,
Oh,
only,
that's Jeff Bezos.
That's next
Andy,
week,
Big
maybe.
old
if
dick.
only we had been so lucky, right? You know,
So,
But-
Admiral Teague, would you agree that this disaster is in a dedication to Picard season 3?
On that note,
listen, I'm starting to develop a new outlook, and that is that when Jean-Luc Picard enters the Nexus in Generations, it all ends.
Hey, Steve,
That's
Yes.
it.
how many
yes.
lights were there?
There are four. There are still 4 lights, Andy.
Wow,
And you-
4 lights?
And you know what's funny about that is that during the show there were only 4 lights on the whole set.
Wow.
Was that the darkest show you've ever seen as far as watching it? It was just so underlit. It's just like now fashion. They've convinced us that a mystery box without resolution is a story. So have they convinced us that a super dark bridge is the way to go?
On that note, everything is dark. And there's 4 lights.
I had a
Speaking,
bad-
speaking of
We're
emotions,
gonna get into the.
And
We're-
I
we're gonna-
want a T-shirt like Andy's. That is the coolest T-shirt. As an Irish American, I want that T-shirt, and I long for it every time I see it.
9-line apparel.
Put the link in the private chat so I can get it.
If it's still available.
Or the
Andy, I
public
think
chat
he's
for-
trying
for
to
that
hint you
matter.
at something. I don't think he just wants the shirt.
So we're gonna get
This-
into the
This
chats.
circle was made through your wisdom.
So we're gonna get into the chats right quick. So every once in a while, we like to bring the chat into it, to bring you welcome into the family of Man-O-Rama, whether you're a man
hi,
or
chat.
woman, 2 genders, and there goes YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Oh no, we got kicked off the
You
internet
know-
again. What happened?
half the shit that we pull off on this show, I'm surprised we're not banned just yet.
Mm.
Yet.
We're working
If
on
we
it.
were-
folks.
Why-
We're working on it.
We're working. Jeez, buddy.
We're
Yeah.
getting there. But I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show. We do have a Rumble channel and we are streaming there.
That's right.
So just in case YouTube decides, we're gonna delete you guys, you can come on over to Rumble. So
We like to call that the fallout shelter.
help me.
Yeah.
But
What is our
Guatemala
nation's? Sorry, Stephen. What's our nation's First Amendment? Right? Freedom of what?
owning guns.
Speech.
Parchment.
No, that's the
and-
Second Amendment
yeah.
is guns. We're supposed to be allowed to say what we feel. And unless we're like actively planning to overthrow the government or directing people to do violent things, then there's nothing wrong with us saying how we feel. Because we're not giving directives.
Mhm.
We're giving
but-
opinions
Nope.
and feelings.
Fatigue. Is it the right kind of
Fatigue.
feel?
I'm just going to agree with you, Mike, because you've
Anywho.
gotten me so many subs and you're the nicest guy on YouTube. So
I
whatever the Comic Relief Crusader says is true.
So as we're going on about hygiene, and we
Yes.
kind of brought up the McDonald's machine, Guatemalan Rooster says, "I worked fast food too. I've seen things, but our milkshake machine was always working." Well, I mean, working and clean without stuff growing on it are very different things.
Let me ask you a
Sure.
question. Was
Are you
it
sure that was a
working?
milkshake machine?
Was it working or was it functional? I mean, there's a difference.
Both.
Yeah.
SP4H says,
Yeah.
"I've seen things."
Oh,
you
actually-
wouldn't believe."
Yeah, the worst part was that wasn't the milkshake machine.
Oh my god.
It's a science experiment.
So wasn't that the?
And
It's like, why
John-
does it have
and-
a label? Yes.
And brother John Brindle says, "I've been in the kitchen at Olive Garden. No surprise here."
I
You
believe
know,
that.
I just want to say.
So is there
that
is there an actual Olive Garden in the kitchen?
Yes.
I'm thinking.
all I know is the
sure.
last time I went to
Holy
Olive
moly.
Garden, they told me that pasta for life was not pasta for life, and I have that card. And I said, you know what? This card says free pasta for life. And they're like, no, that promotion ended in 2002. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It says pasta for life,
Yep.
which is why I think
So
that
you're
cats should now be playing for now and forever at the Winter Garden Theater. I went there I was like, listen, I want a ticket to see Cats. It says now and forever. That's not negotiable.
That's right.
Do you want the butthole
careful.
version?
Be careful what you. God.
No, that's for captured on.
Be careful what
Twitter.
you advertise.
Guess what?
Now and forever means I can come see this play anytime I goddamn want. Why? Just because it was canceled 30 years ago, why can't I see it now? You said forever.
you know, reasons.
I think someone wants Olive Garden. That's what I think it is. I think someone's
think-
emotionally.
Yeah, someone wants his pasta.
I think
Yeah.
somebody
You know,
needs
the
to
thing
get
is-
that.
You know, I know Admiral
What's
Teague has
thickest?
Captain Decker as his profile pic, but I think that's the same exact face he gave when he found out pasta for life wasn't pasta for life.
Yeah.
It's Commodore Decker, but
Yeah.
you're correct. You're
That's
No,
right. Or excuse me. You're right,
Canadian
Commodore.
Spider-Man.
Uh-oh.
Oh
What,
my God, no! That
What did he
is
say?
I am
he
truly
did a
looking-
toxic OSHA hazmat violation.
Oh.
Canadian
Oh.
Spider-Man says, "When I worked at McDonald's in 1988, we raced the Happy Meal wind-up toys across the grill until the wheels. Grimace usually went the furthest along across the grill." I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face when reading that. That's great, but that's a toxic nightmare.
awesome.
Oh,
That's
oh
Can I
my
just
gosh.
say
I
that-
can see like
Go
I want to
ahead.
see a melted grimace face as soon as it like dissolves on the grill.
It was
thing is-
Are we back to
1988.
Lizzo
The
again?
thing is, I know exactly which McDonald's he's talking about too.
Conquer Leaf Crusader, Mike. Remember
Yeah.
last night when we were on top of the Silver Cup Studios building with our swords, and we just decided that we liked each other too much, and we wait for another Highlander.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I'll be on
If
top.
that's
of that
not
before
crossing
we
swords, I don't
tonight.
know what is.
You know what? We didn't cross streams, which is much
Bro
worse.
love.
You did a little sword
Conquer
fight?
Leaf Crusader is absolutely a Highlander and an immortal, and one of us is gonna have to fight for the prize.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the thing is, I know exactly what McDonald's he's talking about. Canadian Spider.
I have a question for Andy Masterson.
Oh.
What do you think of this hazmat racing on the hot grill?
Well,
The
for
glasses
many
are
years, I worked in the supermarket industry, and we would have all kinds of fun and games behind the scenes. For example, like the cases where they have all the live lobsters.
Oh,
You can
no.
have
Yeah.
lobster races.
Yep.
You can also play. You can also have bowling leagues with 2-liter bottles of soda and frozen turkeys.
Wow, you guys are really bored, weren't you?
Go on.
Oh my God, Andy!
I am intrigued and yet titillated by this.
And then
I
if
need to
then
know
if the
more.
seafood guys pissed you off, you would go in at night and you would clip the rubber bands on the lobster's claws.
Yeah.
We had a guy one night.
Yowza.
He decided it was a good idea to piss off the frozen food guy who was a little bit crazy.
Right.
Or the frozen food guy decided to piss off this guy Roger, who was a little bit crazy. So he waited till the frozen food guy went in the freezer in the back. He shut the door and parked a pallet of sugar in front of it and left.
Oh God!
Oh.
He started off boom, 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 boom. By the time somebody found him, it sounded more like boom, boom.
He's running out of air. Oh, jeez.
And we just stood there laughing while there was no more knocks. Boom. He's
Well,
dead.
what we did to guys in the porta potty on construction sites. Oh boy, the fun we'd have with that.
How much
Usually
money
big
do you make?
giant rolls. Well, a lot of duct tape would be missing. So wrapping it around, guy wouldn't be able to get it up, get out. I mean, and then
What are you doing?
Those are,
Porta potty.
whoa, those are different
Sometimes-
things, buddy.
Sometimes, we'd pick them up with a forklift, or if we had a crane handy, just pick it right up in the air and dangle it around a little bit, just slosh a few things on the inside. Hear the guys screaming. Oh, it was just a magical moment, full of merriment and mirth, and a little bit of wailing and gnashing of teeth on the other side. So beautiful, beautiful.
One
Not
time,
not hygienic. I will add.
I was gonna
So,
say, how does this have to go with hygienes? Nothing. That's how men do it. It's like,
It's
I
like
don't have to take a shower every day.
Yep.
uh,
So,
yeah.
that guy did.
So
after that,
anyway-
I'll tell ya.
With JRC, it's once a month, but
it's got a whole ocean.
Yeah, I was gonna say just throw them overboard.
drag them in the water.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw them
You'll get
overboard
clean.
and just get them back on.
I
Problem
just-
solved.
I just do nude water skiing from the back of the boat. That's all I do.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
I
I'm good.
have perhaps the best story.
I
to
literally
promote
jumped the
hygiene.
shark. So,
I have the best story to promote hygiene for men.
Good.
So, my brother was a driver for a large delivery service, and he had a good friend of his, a guy named Kevin. Kevin was a bodybuilder, and
Kevin.
they found out that the company was giving physicals that day, and that the doctor or the nurse giving them was really hot. So Kevin figured he was going to, do a little fluffing first to be really impressive. He had the, the body and all the so he's
Fluff.
standing there very confident as she cough, cough. All right. You can pull your pants up now, and he stops. He looks down, and there's this very long, very dark brown stain in his underwear.
Oh God, God.
And there he was, like,
No.
Oh, what was it?
hell."
What was it? That's what I want to know. I don't get it. What was it?
It's a Hershey Highway, my friend.
Yeah, that's
How
what-
impressive he
Highway.
looked.
Baby Ruth.
His hygiene was more important that day.
Canadian Spider-Man says men's hygiene. Vodka can be used as mouthwash and Vegemite for toothpaste.
Vegemite.
Vegemite. Yeah.
Vegemite. Whatever.
Everyone's gonna correct you.
It's some British,
Aussie.
French, European
Australian.
word.
Australian.
Australian. Sorry.
You're not even close, man.
Whoopsie-daisies.
It's Australian.
know-
for
Oh
shit.
boy,
It's one of
never,
those Commonwealth countries.
Steve.
you know.
I grew up in
Never,
the
ever.
South, man.
Dude,
never
he just-
confuse Australians
pulled
with
it.
anybody else.
He just pulled a Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber. It's like, I'm from
Exactly.
Austria. Well, good day, mate. You know,
Put another shrimp on the
Jump on the
barbie, eh?
bobby. Yeah.
Buddies,
Hey.
I just Googled Vegemite. It is a thick, brown, shiny paste made from brewer's yeast left at the bottom of the barrel when beer is made. Now,
Yep.
I would also like to point out that every single person in Australia is descended from a criminal on both sides.
You are not wrong.
He's
And
not
it
wrong.
is
I'm
horrible
just
tasting.
not. I'm not.
You're
It's
not.
it's
Australia
horrible
was-
tasting.
Australia
It's-
was literally a prison continent. That's what it was. So
Yep.
Listen to the lyrics of any AC/DC song. They clearly have criminal intent. But I mean, great band.
Well, everything
Yeah.
there is trying to kill you.
True.
I
Yeah,
think
have
they
you
have
seen
the
the
most
spiders?
deadly
I have a-
spiders in the world, right?
Mhm.
So I have a fear of spiders. Snakes, no problem. Spiders, I'm getting the fuck out. It could be the
Yep.
smallest one or the biggest one. And I have my sister-in-law, she'll send me videos on Instagram of spiders. And she won't send me all the nice cutesy dog, cat videos. No, it's got to be a fucking spider video. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, why? Why do you do this? And she's like, I've never had a brother and I want to torment you. I was like, I'm older than you by like a decade.
oh, that's
I
cute.
don't like this stuff.
That's
She's
cute.
like, well, eventually you'll like it. And I was like, no.
No.
So
I don't
She
like
does it
something
to her
that has
husband.
about 8 eyeballs staring at me.
here's the thing. She does it to her husband. He'll text me. He's like, dude,
Ugh.
this, like, how? And I was like, just ignore it. Just ignore it, But on that note, we're gonna get into the topic of hygienes and why this can be an actual life skill.
And spiders.
And spiders,
Yeah.
because Jersey
Hygiene and
likes spiders. Yeah, hygienes and spiders.
Spiders. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But we're gonna get into the topic of men's hygienes, and to me, this is kind of important because if you're going on a date, you want to look good. I think once you're married, you're like, fuck it, whatever. But it's going
I have
on,
more
like, you
sweatpants
want to
than
be,
nice pants.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to
mhm.
be presentable. You want to around people as you get older. A lot of people look up to, when men get older, the younger people look up to them. And hygiene doesn't have to be if you smell good or not. It could be your beard, your mustache. It could be anything, your hair, which clearly I have. But
Yes.
it's how you present yourself. And I think if you have a good hygiene, you present yourself in a way where people kind of look at you like, wow, he's clean cut. He knows what he's doing. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this of like men's hygiene, whether it be showering every day, every other day, or go and get your haircut done, or doing something that makes you feel like I'm accomplishing something.
No man buns.
I have to
That's
agree.
right.
Exactly. No man bun. Okay, so if any
Yeah.
guy has a man bun, cut that shit off. Just cut it
It's
off.
okay. Here's the thing: it's contradictory. A man bun is not a manly thing. It
Yeah,
makes you look like a scumbag hippie.
I'm from Portland, Oregon, so I know.
Yeah.
As a Jets fan, we're about to get a man bun quarterback. I predict he's terrible.
There
How's
you
gonna,
Are
go.
you a
how's gonna get
samurai?
that helmet? Yeah,
See, okay,
is that a top knot?
It's a
Yeah.
flow chart.
I was
It's a
gonna
flow
get
chart.
there.
It's
Yeah.
a flow chart. Are you a samurai? Yes,
Mhm.
you can have a man bun. Are you a
If
samurai?
you're
No, you do not have a man bun.
so
Yeah.
what Andy just said, yes. If I told
Agree.
Gary this also, he's like, man buns are dumb. I was like, all right, here's one way that allows you to do it. Keanu Reeves has done a man bun. He can do it because he's
Yeah.
Japanese. I always think, you know what? If you're Japanese, you can pull it off. Go for it. That's your culture. And I'm not a big
Exactly.
fan of like,
But
oh, this
he's actually
braids.
part Japanese.
Yeah, he is.
I
And Hawaiian.
never knew that. Wow.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah.
Just look at
Mhm.
his eyes.
And Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Canadian. So I told Gary
Well,
this one
Mike,
time. I
we'll
was
let
like,
that
look,
go.
if you're Japanese, because I worked with a guy who was Japanese and he had a man bun, and I had a roommate that had a man bun. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I looked into it. It's very much a samurai thing. It was to
Did the
keep their
roommate
hair up.
drink Bud Light?
No, not yet.
That's how they get nice and straight. They put a little Bud Light in there and they comb it down.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I always say,
Yeah.
if you're
Mhm.
Japanese or samurai, man bun, go for it. But if you're neither of those two, don't do it.
No.
So I
No,
wanted to get your guys' opinion on men's hygiene and all that fun stuff. You know, I think there's guys that watch the show and that probably play video games a lot, smell a little bit. You know, keep yourself proper, as I
Well,
should say.
I do have
What?
some Navy hygiene stories if you guys want them.
That, and I think ZZ Top did do a song about a sharp dressed man.
Here's the thing, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you know, if they say they play World of Warcraft, that's how you know there's almost no hygiene, if any at all. If they play like first person shooter or something that's like one and done, they're probably pretty up there with their hygiene. But World of Warcraft, no.
Mhm. Yeah. That's
we
that's
go-
a lot of basement dwelling. That's what it
Are
is.
we going in order on this? Are we going to be selected by name, or are we just going to just give our opinion?
We'll go with Atlas.
Okay.
Yeah, well, God, I mean, for the love of God, hygiene is just important in general. I mean, it's not really so much a man or woman thing. It's just in general. It's a health thing. I mean, if you're wallowing in your own filth for like, God, more than 2 weeks,
Oh,
jeez,
God.
don't be surprised if you're gonna end up sick with something, or if don't be surprised if you end up sick for a few days. Let's put it that way. I mean, just think of it this way: the bacteria that could be growing all over you in certain spots. Damn.
Yeah.
You
Just
can be
damn
sick
fucking
for a
disgusting.
few days in a few ways.
That's right. And
Yeah.
on top of that, there's a reason why Red Dwarf made that word smeg so popular. So you don't want any of that growing there.
Yeah.
So prepare for the stink
Yeah.
and wash that piece of equipment.
You're slowing
As
down.
we, well, I don't want us to get banned from YouTube just yet. So
Well,
let's put it that
I
way.
thought you were having flashbacks for a minute. And I was
Mike,
like,
I mean, with,
No.
with the amount of subs you're building up, I mean, you're going to be a YouTube force in a very short time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Who, Atlas?
see.
Yeah.
Atlas,
pretty
every
cool.
time I go on Atlas's show, he's so generous. He is the sweetest and nicest host. And I
"Aw,
pick up like 1 or 2 subs. So, Atlas, thank you.
You are very welcome. So no problem, dude.
JRC, what would be your opinion on men's hygiene?
it is definitely
You're a married
everything-
virgin.
Yeah.
What?
Let's just say, have you ever had
Oh.
heard the sound of Velcro, like when you like separate yourself? Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a
wearing leather.
yeah, exactly. No, like I said, I have some horrific Navy hygiene stories because honestly, that's what it's all about. Believe it or not, they always promote hygiene in the Navy. But I had like um, I had this guy. He was my sponsor at my first ship, the USS Iwo Jima, and his name was Taylor. And this guy, when I met him, he seemed okay until he smiled at me and he had gray teeth because he never brushed his teeth and he used to get written up for being unhygienic, but he just kept ignoring it. And our first deployment we went on, it was only a 4-month deployment, and he I don't know how he brought it up or why he decided to bring it up with me, but he came up to me. He's like going, "Well, right for this." It's like, "Guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "These are the only clothes I brought with me," which was the uniform on his back was all the clothes he brought. That included skivvies, undershirts, no like things to wash, anything. He just wore his
Hey, what the
uniform, the
heck?
same
Get the
uniform.
fuck away from me.
Yeah, exactly. So and yeah, he used to just sleep in his rack just in his uniform and just wore the whole thing for 4 months, never changed it.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's hardcore.
And
Yep,
nobody
That's
pushed
ballsy,
him
dude.
over the side of the ship to get him
No.
clean.
I swear we were going to keel haul him so that we could get him at least some water. So that was the thing, but that didn't happen.
Jeez.
Yeah, and
yeah, I mean, I believe in keel hauling under those circumstances.
yeah,
God
exactly.
damn, that's
I don't even. You
4
might have to be like
months.
twice. Yeah,
I
4
had
months.
to like match up my wardrobe for 3 straight days for something I do, which
Yeah.
we won't talk about. But I mean, by day 3, I just wanted rid of it. It's in a pile in a paper bag, ready for the cleaners.
Nice.
Mm.
And then I had.
Andy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say
No,
there
you
was
can-
one more guy. Oh, there was one more guy.
Oh yeah.
Which I loved. He was the funniest one because he did have a change of clothes, but he just never wanted to change him. And his name was actually Brown. And I'm like, holy moly, you lived up to your name. Because this guy would actually sleep in his rack and we have like white sheets and there would be a silhouette of him in the white sheets. And he literally smelled like crap.
Like the Shroud of Turin, but
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah. So here is Airman Brown, and he literally was living up to his name because that's all he left behind
Jeez.
him. So it's like a snail trail.
Andy, what are your thoughts on men's hygiene? Which, by the way, anyone watching, don't do any of the guys that JRC mentioned.
No.
Don't do that. Always have a pair of clothes. Always have a pair of keys to open a beer
phrasing?
bottle. And just
If he got great teeth, obviously he's going to have like some kind of disease from that,
yeah,
Yeah.
clearly he's a single man. But Andy,
Yeah.
what are your opinions on, men's hygienes?
Well, it's pretty simple.
Levi or Lee's.
If you think about it, things that we do for other people, toothpaste, deodorant, and bathing. And it comes down to the golden rule. Everyone at some point has been next to some really stinky bastard, and it's not pleasant. It's like you want to gag. You want to like. I remember when I was working overnight in the supermarket in college. We had these folks come in that ran a little convenience store, and they were from, I believe they were from India, and in the summertime, and they didn't use deodorant. And in the summertime, after a very long hot day in their store, they would you didn't even have to see them. You knew they were in the aisle just because you could smell them so bad. Your eyes would water. And I'm sitting there wondering to myself, like, how can they all drive home in that car and be fine? But it's an unpleasant experience. So therefore it's an unpleasant experience for other people around you. Now, the most important thing about all this is very simple. You have to ask yourself one question. Do I ever want to get laid? Okay? Because if you do, you should bathe. If you're with a woman that doesn't care, she's a crack whore and she's going to get paid probably about $10, but she's going to get paid afterwards. which probably is even less hygienic. So don't do that either.
You're gonna need a pith helmet to go down there if she doesn't bathe.
There's no. It makes you realize what our ancestors went through when like hygiene wasn't really like, a thing. Like you might get your like monthly bath or whatever.
Yeah,
My
how are
God.
humans even here?
It had to be pretty bad. But we don't live in those times anymore, and we're not in a third world country. So therefore, get yourself a bar of soap, get yourself some deodorant, brush your teeth, and don't be the guy that stinks up the place because no one likes you.
I vote that we put Andy to have him like filmed in like old 8mm and be like one of those public service announcement videos for like elementary schools.
Ooh.
I vote for that because
I do have 8mm film.
There you go. So, yeah.
Are you the kid no one likes?
That's me.
That's the thing is I want to see Andy like all like in a suit and tie, and then he just sits down like on a stool and stuff, like, or what was it, Captain America, when he's like going, you're in detention again, but I want Andy to come down. It's like going, do you want to get laid? And that just opens up like that.
You got to do some stink ass.
Yeah.
In a really weird way, those Captain America PSAs sort of made sense. I don't want to get. I'm not fully endorsing them. I'm just saying they sort of made sense. They're fun. Like that was MCU humor that actually was funny.
It was, but that's what I could see like Andy doing.
It's been a long time since we've heard another funny MCU joke.
And there is one thing about.
Go.
Okay, I was gonna say there's one thing though. There's always that one guy that knows, and boy does he know, because the first thing on his mind is,
I love a crowd.
So he goes into a crowd and decides he's just gonna let that stink clear the place so he can get to the front of whatever line he is. And then maybe he'll take a shower after.
That idea.
That's like
it's an a-hole thing, though. Don't do that.
The guy in the train.
Rather underhanded, but sometimes you have to do that. Those kind of things.
It's like the guy in the train that doesn't have a seat, and all of a sudden he starts going, and everybody gets up and moves and sits down.
Yeah.
T, what is your opinion of men's hygiene?
Oh my God! I want to come back on camera, but I took my Starfleet uniform off, so you're gonna have to get it like this. Men's hygiene. I mean, you know what? Let's just be honest. A shower is a pleasant and enjoyable thing. Does anyone dissent?
No, I
showering is enjoyable. Now you can go as far as Indiana Jones on not shaving. And some of us have very nice facial hair. Andy, very well groomed, looking great.
That's the facial
Ranker Steve, again, great facial hair. Comic Relief Crusader, you're inconsistent. Sometimes you're like really bearded, sometimes you're clean shaven.
Yeah.
But JRC, first time seeing you, you're ready for duty. But I mean, like, that's our makeup as men. How much you grow in your beard, and it's a fashion choice. And I guess the hygiene problem would be if you don't shower for a couple of days, like let's say you get sick, you have the flu, and you just lay around for a while, you'll get a fungal infection in your belly button. And it will stink, and every once in a while you have to re-extinguish the fungal infection. And the fungus killing cream costs like $20 for like a half a gram. Am I right?
Is this tips or life experience? Because I feel like this is a life experience that you've dealt with multiple times. Like you're very professional.
My belly button definitely went fungal. But I guess
all of a sudden I'm getting this horrible vision of the new Victoria's Secret models.
Oh God! Oh,
I have one. I'm gonna top that. So what Andy
Lizzo.
Masterson?
belly button.
Just real quick, Andy. A lot of men have to deal with this one. How about impetigo? If
All
you
right,
work
so
out
to
a
top-
lot, if you exercise a lot, you will be exposed to it, and you're probably gonna get it. It's easy to
Anyway.
get rid of, though. Sorry,
That's athlete's belly button.
So Steve
it's
and
a skin
Andy,
Yeah.
infection.
before I forget, so what you're telling me is we're gonna have a brand new Victoria's Secret, but it's gonna be a double playing off of Admiral Teague as well. We have Fungal by Lizzo. It's a fungal in the jungle that is so much fun.
She doesn't
Oh my
belong
gosh.
on Star Wars, but she sells a lot of concert tickets for whatever her niche is. She's probably good at that. And I would also say this: that last Mandalorian episode that she was in, you didn't need a really trained actor to deliver that garbage.
Yeah. I was
Got
like,
paid in hot wings.
And now on American Top 40, the newest release from Lizzo. My belly button's got a fungal infection.
You know, I don't have a problem with her being really big and half naked all the time. I think that there's a statement that she's making there that is not that uncool. And like I said, she's selling enough concert tickets and making enough money off of touring where it's obvious that a lot of people dig what she's saying. Now, you could get deeper into it, but just on the surface, Lizzo proves that if you have musical talent, it doesn't matter what you look like.
I have a big problem with her with what she's doing.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's not good for any part of your system. It's not good for your immune system. It's not good for your cardiovascular system. And it's not good for your joints and your ligaments. It's also not good for the fireman that has to maybe go into your house and try and drag your ass out of there before the place burns down.
True.
Yeah.
It drives up health costs for everybody. And you have people that love you, and they're going to have to see you die because of, I went through this when I was about 14 years old. I had an aunt who was a wonderful woman, and she had a heart attack because she was so heavy. And then the heart attack brought on a stroke, and then she died 2 weeks later, and it devastated my uncle, and it devastated my brother, who was really close with her. And it was also pointless because, it's not, the things that you're eating too are doing terrible things to your body, because all the crap that's in the food that we have these days, all the high fructose corn syrup, you look at diabetes and how that wreaks havoc on the body. It's not a good thing. And for her to go out there and say, oh, you can be healthy at this, it's a lie and it's destructive. You have to it's like hygiene. You're talking about all these things that can come from bad hygiene. Well, it's all linked together. It's like, you want to live your best life. You know what your best life is? Being healthy and being able to do things. Imagine all the cool things that you could fit into your life if you would just live a healthier lifestyle. Watch what you eat. And you pass that on to your children and grandchildren through that.
Mhm.
Because that's what you want. You want to have that. You want to be able to do things. You don't want to man, that I see people doing that. That might be really cool, but I could never do it. Yes, you could. You can. And it's never too late to start this. But as long as you've got somebody out there who's promoting this idea that standards of healthy standards, and you have to remember too that this is the first time in history that food has been in abundance. There was never a thing with obesity unless you were really, really rich. Now we've got fat, poor people, and it's crushing their health because of all the cheap high fructose corn syrups and all that stuff. That's the big problem with it.
Yeah, the
It's
fat
more-
poor people are absolutely because of the poor quality of the food. I'll just say this. Let's just suppose, and everything you said is true, Andy, and I always respect you, and you're one of my I love listening to you on Pop Culture Breakdown. I respect everything you say, and I just want to say this: what if, let's just suppose, right? Lizzo is that big because that's her genetics, and she's not doing too much wrong. she should still probably lose weight for her own personal health. But there is, and I'm not going to say that we should do it or it's important, but there's some value to her saying, like, here I am, I'm myself, and I'm half naked. It's funny, and there's some fun to be had from it. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, I think that, like, all right, so you may have a genetic propensity to gain some fat, but here's the big problem that, like, in nature, uh, carbohydrates, food itself is at a premium. Okay, there was never enough food. Like, if you think about it, like, we used to be a very agrarian culture, and the first thing you do on a farm is you get up and you go to work. You have to go and take care of all the animals first. Then you can come in and have breakfast. Then you're going to go out in the field. You're going to work all day. You might have something small for a snack at lunch, and then you're going to have a dinner, and then lights out and stuff like that. It's like that was life. There's never been an overabundance of food, and this is where there was a guy named Dr. John Yudkin back in he was in World War II. He was studying starvation in Europe because of all the supply chains that got taken out during the war. And so when they were creating the food pyramid, he's looking at this stuff and says, you have this completely backwards. You need to get rid of these carbs and sugar and stop demonizing the fats. Fats are naturally occurring. Sugar's not. Sugar happens very rare in nature. Think of your growing seasons, okay? Your growing season only lasts for about 3 months. So you're lucky if you have some ripe fruit for about a month, maybe 2. And during that 2 months, you have every animal and bug, as well as humans, competing for that sweet fruit. Now, your body recognizes that it's not going to have it on an extended basis. So it can give you an advantage. So you get that impulse of sugar, and it can make you run a little faster, maybe catch some prey or get away from something. So it's a nice little treat, but it's not there very often. Well, we've interfered with that. We've taken it away, and now it's ever present. So it is impossible due to genetics to get that big. It has to go in your mouth to go to your waist. And that's the problem with it. And the biggest issue is a coping mechanism for so many people. There's so many people in this country that are just hurting from some kind of mental issues and emotional issues that they're not dealing with. And they deal with it through drugs, they deal with it through cigarettes and drinking, and they deal with it through TV and internet and food.
Conservative estimates say 10% of Americans have an undiagnosed mental illness. So how many have a diagnosed one? So you're right.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's like, but I just want people to be healthier. I don't want to see people go through that kind of pain.
I have always loved your perspective on this, and I've come to learn a lot from what you've had to say. And I think you're absolutely right. Like I think we 95% agree here.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I don't think we should. Yeah, we make jokes and things like that, but like we make jokes about everybody, and we make jokes about ourselves.
I make jokes because I'm a horrible person.
Well, we certainly pick on Steve enough too. It's like, but that's
We do. What? Huh?
we used to be able to. We used to be able to laugh at ourselves and have
What?
fun. And that's the thing. It's like, if everybody's going to be made fun of at some point, and it's good because that was why the king's jester was always there, to make fun of the king, because to keep him in mind that, like, yes, have some humility. You're human too, and you have just as many flaws.
May I say something on that?
Oh, sure.
Ranker
Possibly.
Steve, I
Yes.
don't mean to call you out, but I don't think either of us are ashamed of it. We may not be the only ones, but we are adopted, are we not?
Yeah, but you're also a Yankees fan, so that's pretty shameful.
I also want to.
I just want to
wanna-
say, how many teams have had the exact same hat for 110 years?
Red Sox and Yankees.
Mm.
Yes.
No, those Red Sox hat, they've been different. The 1960s ones are different. The 1920s ones are different. And your first World Series, you're the Pilgrims. But that's not the point. I
Also,
know I've rabbit holed myself, so I apologize and just
So something
withdraw
about
my
being
statement.
adopted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still have to apologize and withdraw my statement until I can compose my thoughts a little more.
I also want to point out that on the topic of hygiene, what we also do eat does come out, hygiene related, like when we're eating certain things, when we're sweating or we're working out, that actually does have an effect on how we smell as well.
That is
And
true.
if you booze,
Yeah.
you'll have beer sweat the next day.
Yeah.
Here's a little thing, tip for the guys.
That's like
if a lady
asparagus
is,
and when you pee.
Yeah.
if a lady
Or
is
licorice.
any guy out there that wants to know this little tidbit, drink pineapple because she's gonna like it down there. I'm not gonna say
Moving
what it
on.
is because we might get
Oh, so that's why you want it on pizza. Got it.
And also it can
yeah,
help you lose
man.
weight
Why do you
too.
why do you think
Pineapple.
I put pineapple on my pizza?
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go.
There you go.
You
It's a
know,
treat.
I want to explain something to the rest of you guys very succinctly. I'm not going to go on about this, but unless you've had pizza made with Croton Reservoir water, you haven't experienced true glorious pizza. I'm being honest. There's great pizza made everywhere else, but the true pizza that Americans think of pizza is based off of the pizza we get in New York. And it's great. We're very lucky. I live in the habitable pizza zone.
So on that note, any guy who is wanting to date or woo a lady, take a shower, clean yourself, make yourself presentable. Like every time I come on the show, I'm either shaving my head because it's because I want to be presentable to everyone on the show. I'm the host. I want to look good. So I trim up my beard, shave my neck, do something nice. Whether I'm on this show or the pop culture breakdown, do something nice. Where it's like, I want to present myself in a way where it looks pleasant to look at. And I
You
think
didn't want to do the neck beard?
I'm not Amish, but I never do the neck beard. I just won't. I can't do it. But I think if
come
guys
on there,
really
English. You can do it.
yeah, well,
My
and I
my
think
advice
guys,
my advice to you to the guys out there too, don't be so uh
404
Those-
thought not found.
Oh, I was going to say, did he just have a stroke? What's going on?
those moistened butt wipes, use them.
Sorry.
I came
Yep.
way out of the
I thought it
left
was
field.
dramatic
No,
pause for a second.
I know. Oh my gosh!
I thought, oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
But
You'll
But
be,
on
you'll be
that
around
note-
you'll be around somebody that's like, you know what? You could have did a better job around there. You're kind of like, and it's usually in a Walmart in summertime. You're behind, and you're like,
yeah,
I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows.
who me?
No.
And
Andy,
if
you
you
kind
have
of froze
to,
up there, and then all of a sudden you came
use some
back.
Clorox wipes if you really do.
He knows. He knows. But before we get to the tip of the hat, I just want to say, guys who are looking to date or
Shit.
who want to present themselves a little bit better, I don't know how I can go off after Andy on that one. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But present yourself in a way that's professional. Go to a barber,
Right.
trim up your beard. Hygiene doesn't have to be taking a shower every other day or however many days you want to do it. Please don't go past 2 days.
If you're going to take
How
a shower,
much-
please use soap.
May
Don't
I
just
ask
get
a
yourself.
question?
And wash your hands
Yes.
after having crap.
Steve, may
You
I ask a question?
What's the question there?
What does a decent men's haircut cost where you live?
How much it costs?
For a decent men's haircut, assuming
Teague,
you
I
get
don't know if you-
haircuts.
I don't know if you know this, but I don't get haircuts.
That's I know that you're self applied, but I mean maybe around the panel. I mean, Andy, like what's it cost?
I think
to
it's about like
cost to
what,
get a
20
haircut?
bucks?
really that cheap?
I'm guessing it depends on where you go. I think if any guy who has a bald head, just go out and buy. I do Dollar Shave Club, the razors there, and
I
I just
do
shave
that
my
for
own
my
head.
face.
Yeah, it's pretty simple for a guy to look presentable and have clean hygienes, have clean cut hair, facial hair trimmed, and it's not hard to do. It would cost you maybe less than $100 a month, like
Oh my
maybe under
God.
$50 or something like that.
Oh,
It kind of depends on who you are. Some guys are just like, I have to get a haircut every week. Well, fuck no, you don't.
Oh, come
But
on.
if that's your thing. That's your
Um,
thing. It's I'm not gonna bag on a guy who's like, I want to get a haircut. The thing I love about when I get maybe every 3 years I do a beard trim, and I'll grow my beard down to here, and I'll get a beard trim, and they do a hot towel around your face.
I
Ooh,
love
Nice,
that. I
I love
love
nice.
it.
that.
Very nice.
And I figured this out is women are better at cutting hair than men are.
Yep.
But men are better at cutting, like trimming and structuring a beard or facial hair better than women are.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
they deal with that every day. And I had a lady right before I got married. She knew how to do a beard trim so well. And I was like, I will come to you every 3 months. She's like, why 3 months? I was like, I'm not going to spend $50 a month, like a time to actually go trim it. Because it actually does take a lot to actually trim a beard. It takes
It
a lot of
does.
money
Yeah.
and time and effort. But she did the hot towel thing on my face. I was like, I'm sold. And then
Yeah.
she
You know,
went off to, I think,
they give you that on airplanes too, right before you land.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they give you a hot towel. Isn't that the
Oh,
Well,
best?
if you're in
though?
There
first
is-
class,
There was a-
No, they give it to. Last time I flew, they gave it to everybody, but maybe
I
you're
never
right.
had
Yeah.
that.
I
There
never
we
had
had
that
the
either.
the stewardess was like, "Oh, the steward." It was a male guy, and he was like, "Would you like a hot towel?" And I'm like, "Why?" He's
You're
like,
like, "Oh,
you put it
yes."
on your face, and it refreshes you, and you're kind of okay for a little while, enough to check in and get to your hotel." And I'm like, "Yeah." What do you do with it? He's like, "You throw it over your face," and I just did it, and it was all right.
Right before we get to what I know you're about to do, I have the ultimate question for hygiene.
Ooh, do you?
This particular thing, much like your pineapple on pizza, has separated half of the internet. So this also separates half of the internet. So the real question here is,
yes.
which is correct? Which is correct?
Left.
Left.
Okay. You want the real answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually a science to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
There-
actually a patent for that.
There's also an issue. Everybody likes the one on the left. So does your kids when they get on there and they start doing this.
Or cats?
Or
Yeah,
cats,
and all
yeah.
of a sudden it's like it's a freaking pile. Like, so there is that danger. Is it better? Yeah, it's a lot more convenient. It's a lot easier to rip. But if you got little kids, and it's easier for them to do that because where the end of it's going into the toilet because they want to see how much they can flush, and you're
that's
the one fishing it out.
That was a
It's
Calvin
very
Hobbes trick one
expensive.
time.
That's right, chat. Let us know which one you prefer.
Yes.
I have to say this one. You ready? My apartment was from the 19th century, and the bathroom is retroactive. So the place where the toilet paper snugs in is a weird shape. So I have to do one and then the other. So maybe it's situational.
So here's the science behind that, because this came from what Gary left a comment. He always says left on top. The science behind this, I actually did do this. I figured it out. All right, what works better for guys? All right, the bottom actually works beneficial for the guys because we like to like snap it. If
Yep.
you do it on the bottom, it's a lot the weight. That's what it is. If the top, you're just gonna bring it down. There's a way to do it on the top, but at the bottom, all the weight is at the top. And so when you like pull the toilet paper, it comes off a lot easier. And I told Gary this. He's like, whatever, that's for women. I was like, trust me on this one. When I tell you this, if you do it from the bottom, it actually works. Also, there's a reason why there's a bottom. When people in Australia, I had a couple friends from Australia. They said we always do it on the bottom, so whenever we pull the toilet paper slowly, in case there's a spider there.
Okay.
So I didn't know that. So when you can see it, you can let you go your hand. You're not going to see one on top. But I like it on top just because.
That's
I'm a
what she
man.
said.
I know, right? That's what she said. She's like, oh, yeah. But on that note, I know some of the guys asked where my cowboy hat is. Here is the original Rancor Steve hat.
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
we're going to do tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat.
Given by Teague himself, who created this idea, and it's become really cool. So if anyone in the chat has any names, we will collect those names and put them in here. So we like to do about maybe 3. It's been about 3, but if we go to 4, that's okay. But 3 to 4 names, and we give a positive thought on those guys. And they could be in movies, politics, whatever it is. And it's a way to give a positive outlook on what real masculinity is. So I pull out a name, and you give out a very simple, quick response to those names, to that person, a positive thought. So here's one.
Don't be Alec Baldwin.
All right.
Lizzo.
Fucking ain't him. That's him. Not Lizzo. It's gonna be Jennifer Lawrence. No, I'm just kidding. Donald Trump Jr. Anyone.
Donald Trump Jr.
Anyone.
He's got a great Instagram. He's pretty funny.
He does.
He does.
He does.
He actually has a nice beard.
Yeah.
He does
And a
have
hot
nice
wife.
Family man.
He does. T.
Patriot.
beard. Teague's out.
What Trump Jr. Trump Jr. All right, listen, I want to tell you
You're testing
guys
out the toilet paper, aren't you? You're testing out the toilet paper, aren't you? You motherfucker.
I'm supposed to comment on Donald Trump Jr., correct?
This is
Yes.
your game. You're asking questions.
Yeah, it's my own game.
Positive...
Listen, I
Yeah.
have to explain a couple of things first. I live in New York City. All right?
I'm
That
sorry.
means that no matter what, a Democrat will most likely prevail. So I am like a 25-year registered Democrat, but don't read into that too much, okay? Because if I want to control the kind of people who represent me in Congress, I have to control how crazy the Democrat is. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also I want to
you
say this.
motorboat AOC.
Okay.
I
Just
met
tell-
AOC and I sent
Well,
you a
what's-
picture
what-
of
wait.
her ass. I sent
What's-
you a picture
what?
of her ass. But I want to say, like,
But-
what I wanted to say first was, I have had so much more acceptance from the members of this panel that I am a political moderate because I am no longer a Democrat. I'm a political moderate. I have so much more respect and fun with the members of this panel than I do with the people who were from the left, who caused me to have to call the police because they were stalking me because I wasn't left enough. So maybe, like, at the extremes, everything's the same. Admiral Teague needs to be registered as a Democrat because last time that they ran people for Congress, Andy, there's a guy with pink hair and a Michael Jackson jacket in his campaign poster. And I was ripped apart for saying he doesn't look like he's ready for the job. I mean, how do you feel about that kind of image?
Teague, I'm
What-
2 hours south of you. So
I didn't know Justin Trudeau was running down there.
Don't make fun of my cousin.
But what is it? But what what does that have to do with Donald Trump Jr. though?
All right, Donald Trump Jr. Let's say this. He
Oh
he is-
yeah.
he's very good rhetorically. He tells people what they want to hear. He's very good at sensing out the story and getting the maximum amount of emotion from the people that he's dealing with. It's weird that he dates the California former governor's ex-wife, because who's more different from Donald Trump Jr. than him? So the whole thing is weird and hard to understand. But I guess he's pretty well spoken, and I wish I had that much money.
And that's
Mike,
tip of
well,
the hat, everybody.
last week we did actually. What's
I'm sorry
funny is
about that rabbit hole.
It's okay, dude. It's okay. We did Donald Trump last week.
Yeah, this is
That's
the
right.
only show I drink on.
And-
So
That was in my head. I was like, Teague and JRC would have loved this one so much. But
I have
Atlas,
to say this
what-
now. I was born in the same zip code that Donald Trump was born in, like with like 2 miles difference.
Man,
Make of it what you will.
What's in your hand, Teague? Or what was in your hands?
Uh-oh.
I just have really giant flippers.
No, did you have like a bottle or something?
This is the only show I'll drink on, and I didn't know I was gonna be on, so I was out drinking after doing a lot of
Oi,
work.
Teague, what you drinking, lad?
Listen, it's-
giant
by,
flippers.
by Wednesday, I had booked like almost 40 hours of work, so I'm not going to work the rest of this week. And I've been a little bit insane. I've been drinking tonight, and I didn't want to not be available for Steve because he's done so much for saving Star Trek, and he's such a great guy. So I'm a little drunk tonight, guys. Give me a pass. But yeah, this
No.
is
Okay.
this is
It's
Amstel Light.
Just a little.
I
Ah.
drank this in honor of the show because it has the lowest amount of alcohol of any beer you can buy in America. But I like
So
to
Bud
chug
Light.
back
You're drinking
beer.
Bud Light, aren't you?
Let's talk about that for a minute. Why wasn't that promotion?
No.
Why wasn't that promotion in June?
Thanks, Steve.
Honestly, would any of us have cared if they'd done it during Gay Pride Month? That's like they're trying to extend Gay Pride Month into 3
No.
or 4 holidays
No,
the
because
way
it's
Star Trek does.
Oh Lord.
because nobody cares if somebody's gay. It's like when they're
Nobody.
normalize all the trans stuff, that's like if you're a grown adult and you've had these feelings for a long time. Look, I'm an old guy. I will tell you that like you're going to have periods in your life. You're going to look back and stuff. And you're going to say, "Damn, I shouldn't have done that." Hopefully, it's nothing like too permanent. Maybe a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's not an expression.
Removing
say-
It
things
means
from
you
your
didn't follow
body.
the recipe. Probably why it tastes like shit.
Can I say something right to Andy right now? Andy, you're so right. You're so right on. Like we saw in our time, Kurt Cobain get his kid taken away because he said, like, I love doing heroin and so is my wife, and we play with our baby while we're high on smack. So for you to give a child an unreversible choice, I mean, if your child's like playing with Barbie dolls, doing inappropriate things, you would support that kid. You wouldn't not love it. It's your child. But I think we would all say, like, you got to get 18, 21. You got to show commitment to this before I'm going to ever support it. Like, I'm not going to say not to do it, but like, let's just keep calm and see what happens when puberty sets in, because we're talking about giving these to children, and that's wrong. Children can't say what they need. And I mean, it's not like a circumcision. This is extremist shit.
Oh my fucking god, what is that? Is that his dick?
On that note, Atlas, what are your thoughts on Donald J. Trump Jr.?
He's quite well groomed.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he is.
Oh.
Yeah, overall nice guy, seems like. I mean, I got no complaints about the dude. So
he seems like, how should I put it? The kind of guy that can, I don't know, you can just kind of easily relate to.
Yeah.
Or that he can relate to you quite easily. I should put it that way. Because I'm up here in Canada, can't really say much more. But I mean, overall good guy. Nice head of hair, just like his dad. And not orange, but you know, that can be fixed, I guess.
It'll
Doesn't
be
look good.
orange one day.
Yeah, one day.
So to me, Donald Trump Jr. He's kind of like the older brother that'll help you in a lot of things,
Yeah.
and he's not that much older than me, and I actually don't even know how old he is, but he's probably in the least 7 years older than me range. But to me, he's kind of like that older brother. It's like, hey, I've been through a lot in life. I can teach you. And I think older brothers, if there's anyone who's listening, if you have younger brothers, like just help them out and all that stuff. And the next name is Sylvester Stallone. What's a positive masculine thing about Stallone that you would say that doesn't? I think you're muted, buddy. Are you muted? Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, listen.
I don't know. I
What
think he's still
isn't
muted.
positive and masculine about Sylvester Stallone? He was amazing. I was wrong. They're gonna give his TV show on Paramount Plus another season, and I hate to give views to Paramount Plus, but some of their shows that aren't Star Trek are pretty good, like Yellowstone and the Tulsa Show. Tulsa King was a good show.
I'm
It
supposed to
deserves a second season. I
I'm supposed to
enjoy
start
it.
watching that.
And I guess the most positive and masculine thing about Sylvester Stallone was that he resisted being a criminal. He did the right thing and he had less money because of it. And then he very simply fell in love because he attuned his mind and his body together with the working out and the amazing scene of him running up the steps of the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, where he runs past the statue and he jumps up and does the fist pump. There's a statue of him doing that there now. I mean, he's shown all of us that it doesn't matter if you're an underdog. If you take the challenge seriously and you want to win, maybe you will. Because I guess Andy can confirm this. Apollo Creed didn't take him seriously, and that's why the fight was so good, right?
Welcome to the Salty Spittoon. How tough are you?
And on that,
Yeah.
Andy, what's some positive things about Stallone?
You know, the best thing about Stallone can be wrapped up in that speech he does in Rocky Balboa about like tenacity and not giving up and showing up and doing your best. That exemplifies manhood right there. That's the thing that and most films that he's done have contained elements of that, and it's a message that we really need to keep promoting. And this is a problem that we think that we make the mistake of thinking that kids will pick that up just naturally, and that's not true. That it has to be taught, it has to be reinforced, and it has to be put in a way that you're reminding young men to do it, and teaching young women to appreciate it, and getting that to a point where like it's almost just understood that that's how it should be. You have a responsibility as a man. You're stronger. You can take more punishment. Your job is to stand in that breach, and your job is to push through the hard times and difficult stuff. And he exemplifies that. What do you think, Jersey?
I'm gonna have to definitely give it for the Rocky Balboa speeches are great, but I think one of my favorite speeches from him, even though he was playing a character, was the speech at the end of Rambo: First Blood Part 2, when he
Mhm.
talks about the Vietnam vets, what happened to them. Not saying that I was firsthand, but I knew about a lot of guys who, a lot of friends of my father and or my parents who went to Vietnam, and just the horrific treatment of them coming back. And
Yeah.
you can, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it just seems like Sylvester Stallone really kind of put a lot of heart and soul in that, because it looks like he's ready to choke up when he
Yeah.
was talking about, I want what they want, and every guy who came over here and spilled his guts for this country because we love it. And I mean, it sounded like he was about to burst into tears.
Yeah,
And he
there's a
just poured a heart and soul in that one. That's just amazing.
there's a story that goes along those lines with Chuck Norris too, because
Mhm.
someone got on him about when he made Missing in Action. This woman jumped on him how dare you make this movie because you never served in Vietnam.
Yeah.
He said, no, I didn't, but my brother Waylon died there,
hmm
and he made that movie for him.
Yeah.
So
That probably explains why he kind of choked up a little bit. I think then I didn't know that. So that sounds like it was pretty genuine then.
yeah, well, Chuck Norris, I mean, it's a lot of the same things as Stallone. I mean, Stallone,
Mhm.
I think everything that Stallone does, he has a vested interest in. It's something that he feels strongly about.
Mhm.
And I mean, maybe not the movie he did with Dolly Parton or Stop Or My Mom Will Shoot, but yeah, um, for the most part, all the films that he's really known for and the work that he's written, and that's another thing that you should take into consideration with this guy is how intelligent he is, because he writes all these stories too. He doesn't just hey, I got an idea, I'm going to show up and I'm going to talk like this, but
Yeah.
he goes out there, he thinks about it. I'm not sure if he's directed, but I mean, he sure can write a scene and a character. Hi, Steve.
Hey, I'm back. Atlas.
Okay. It seems like, yeah, kind of going back to what Andy said. I mean, it seems like whether it's in his personal life or, excuse me, whew, almost sneezing there,
Oh.
or any character in a movie or something like that, he just seems like the kind of guy that whenever the chips are down, he'll just get right back up and just keep going on. That keep on keeping on spirit. And whatever he does doesn't matter. Or portraying characters on a movie or in TV, just that determination to not quit is kind of something that I kind of admire about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I know we didn't get to you on the first one, Goat, but is there anything you want to say positive about Stallone?
Who the hell is that?
Oh, you know who it is.
Of course, I know who it is. No,
I know
I just
you
like
do.
how, in my opinion, he just makes awesome movies. It's even the newer one where he didn't really do much realistically. If I'm thinking of the right one, but regardless, he just makes movies that are catered to exactly the correct audience, which is the majority. Because a lot of people want to see his stuff, so why not cater to those that actually give you the money?
And may I say, as the son of a Vietnam veteran, I mean, some of the movies are a little silly, but First Blood, the first movie where he talks about how Agent Orange killed all his friends and he's just pissed and he can't get it together. Hey, I'm going through that right now in my own personal life with my own biological father. So it was true and true to life.
I have a
Yeah.
friend of mine, really good friend of mine. His father was exposed to Agent Orange, and every single one of his kids has some kind of medical issue because of it.
Jeez.
We'll talk
Bones-
about
Dang.
that some other time.
Yeah. No problem, man.
To me, Stallone is the dad I never had. The Rocky line in Balboa where he gives his son. Every time I see Stallone in, whether he's doing an interview or not, I'm always like, give me your Sunday best speech during church. Something about Stallone, he really cares about things. And I think men, as they get older, they start, to me, I don't know that well yet, but I think when I get older, I understand the small things in life, and that's what Stallone brings to the table is the little things that do matter. And he does a really good job of doing a monologue that just it can sum up life in any situation. Like I was depressed, and I sent him a message one time. I don't think he ever saw that. And if he did or didn't, that's okay. I told him, I was like, you know what? I've watched all the Rocky movies and all the Rambo movies, and going through depression, watching those, it got me out of depression because of how you approach things in life. And I looked at those and I was like, I don't feel depressed at all. Like he really understands life struggles, and he knows how to portray those in a way that can teach guys, younger guys, even younger than me, to better themselves as a man. And on that
Steve,
note, yes.
May I ask you, which one did you find most uplifting?
That's a good question.
Which one? Ooh, that is a good. Which of the Rambos and Rocky?
Like probably out of all of them, right?
Both, yeah. Out of all of them, like for me, it would be the John Rambo movie. But I mean, that's me.
I would say Rocky Balboa, which would be the fourth one or fifth one. I lose track after a while. I think it's the fourth one where he comes out of retirement.
We know
That's the one
we
that
definitely know Rocky Balboa, so we're clear.
So
on
Rocky
that.
Balboa, that movie, and then I would say Rambo, the fifth one.
The only Stallone
Or
movie
the
that ever
fourth
let
one.
me down was Cliffhanger.
Yeah, it wasn't so.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah.
It left me out of anger.
Do we believe in the Creed movies as Rocky movies? I
No.
kind of do. Usually
We don't
2
talk
or
about
3.
Cliffhanger.
I don't consider Creed movies into it because of what that's a whole nother topic, and it's what they bastardized Rocky on that one, and I've left it as that. I'm divorced myself from the Creed. I've never seen any of the Creed movies. I know the first one's good,
Yeah.
but if you take Rocky Balboa out of the Creed movies, you've pretty much just disrespected Stallone, who
I
is
think
the creator.
Stallone wanted it out, so I don't know if it was
No, he didn't.
disrespect. Oh, he didn't.
He wanted.
Okay.
From what I understand, he wanted in, but they just were like,
Then
"Well, we're
that's
just going to do
wrong.
this." Yeah, but I have the final name. This is a good one,
Ooh.
Chris Pratt.
Oh wow.
We're going to go with
What is there
Atlas on
not
this
to
one.
say anything positive about Chris Pratt?
What
Yeah.
is a positive thing about Chris Pratt?
God, what
That's
We
it.
can make it short.
isn't positive about Chris Pratt?
I know,
make it
right?
short. Yeah, he's just a fun-loving guy all around. He can play a serious part in a movie, but it just seems like overall he just likes to have fun playing whatever character that he plays. So, a guy that'll stand up for his beliefs, doesn't care who thinks what about them. He'll just go ahead and do them. I think like on a couple of occasions, he put up a cross on Easter. Didn't care what anybody thought. He's just going to stick to his faith, and that's that. And if you don't like it, too bad about that. But but he's a fun goofball. Let's put it that way. And and he makes movies fun and enjoyable to watch. Exactly like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Goatfather, what
put.
would be your positive thing on Chris Pratt?
Oh boy. I'm gonna get actors a little mixed up here. Give me 1 second. Right, that's what I was
Chris
trying to think
Pratt.
of. Between Chris Pratt and I already lost the damn name, Ryan Reynolds. Those two guys are like national treasures between being able to not only perform as standard actors, but being able to deliver comedic lines.
One's
I
Canadian.
think the dude, huh?
One's Canadian.
Yeah, still a national
Yeah.
treasure regardless for
Yeah.
us. It's kind of like how, we can shove people we don't like to Canada and say they're your problem now. But I would say, regardless, national treasures in terms of entertainment. Yeah, guy's obviously fun loving. The wrong people target him, so obviously he's a good guy. That's pretty straightforward. And the Guardians of the Galaxy, I would say he brought just the right type of character to that.
Yeah.
If you've ever known Peter Quill in some of the other forms, especially the other entertainment, I think it's actually just called Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's animated. They keep going with that type of mentality where he's got to be a bit of a jokester, doesn't really take it seriously, but gets it done. So yeah, he's pretty good in terms of acting. I hope he's a good guy. It sounds like behind the scenes is a good guy, kind of like Jeremy Renner. So at least we got that going on.
Teague, what is one positive thing about Chris Pratt?
You know what? I don't mind telling people that on Sundays Admiral Teague goes to mass, and I don't think that Chris Pratt has anything to be ashamed about when he says that he goes and exercises his faith. And also, he's a funny actor who makes a lot out of some parts that aren't so great. So, two good things to say about him. I like Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it's JRC.
Yeah. I mean, like we said earlier, what is there not to say anything positive about Chris Pratt? I'm going to have to give it to him for his speech at the MTV Music Video Awards about a couple of years ago, where he, as a Christian myself, he just went up and proclaimed his faith in Jesus Christ in front of an entire crowd of not only people who work with MTV, but it was on MTV, and it's like, man, that's some good strong faith there, and also the fact that that's very it's incredible nowadays. That's actually really stunning and brave. That's a legit stunning and brave right there. So
Yep.
I have to give it to him, and it was really funny. I didn't know too much about Chris Pratt. Even I didn't watch Parks and Rec yet. Started watching it a lot, but the things that he portrayed was just hilarious. I think the first time I actually really started noticing him is when he voiced Emmett in the Lego Movie. I could not stop laughing when I saw that in the theaters. I had like tears coming down my face because he was hilarious in that entire movie. And then I found out who he was and what his faith was, and then of course, as we all know, the amazing job he did in The Terminal List. When you got somebody who is fun, outgoing, strong Christian man who can do something like The Terminal List as well and still come back out of it. I mean, after Terminal List, what is he doing? Then he's doing things like the Super Mario Brothers movie. So this guy knows what he's doing. But
I love the
definitely have to say,
multi-role.
yeah, exactly. So that's amazing. Yeah.
Also, Hail Snow
Andy.
Dub.
I know Snowdub is in the house.
Yeah. Oh, did you see Steve Ransom's thing he said in the chat?
Hail Snowdub and hail Stephen Ransom.
Yeah.
The amount of there it is.
Andy, what would be your one positive masculine thought about Chris Pratt?
I got to go with it takes balls to go and put out your faith like that in a town where it's considered a detriment. It's considered like a negative.
It's a hate crime.
Yeah. I mean that takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of faith. And God bless him for doing it, because it's it used to be that people would applaud that. And the thing that's best about it,
Absolutely.
he's sincere about it. He's not. It's not done for like because I mean, look, you see a lot of people get up and like, oh, I'd like to thank Jesus and all this stuff, and then afterwards they go have a party with like dancing girls and all this crap around there.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see this guy, and what does he do? He puts pictures of his goats up. He's raising animals on a farm. He's got his little boy doing the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Mhm.
So he's patriotic. He's a man of faith, and he is like, and seems to be a pretty straight up guy. And if you're not in Hollywood and like in your not on Epstein's list, I think you're doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
And let's remember, after he mentions that, he's grateful to God, he doesn't like exclude the people who made the movie. He names the names of the producers and the writers, and he thanks his cast. So he's not just saying it was a magic miracle that made him a great actor. He's very generous with his praise.
Yeah. One of the things I like about Chris Pratt is you get what you see. He's not anyone who, he has faults. We all do as men. But the thing about him is he stays true to it. And the sad part about when he gave that speech at the MTV Awards, a lot of kids didn't understand what he was talking about. And him staying still true to his faith, as even being a Christian myself, it's I don't like to gloat like, oh, I'm a Christian, this and that. It's if people come to ask me, like, yeah, I'll tell you. But for him, he stays true to it, and he lets you know, like, this is where I stand. I'm very patriotic. I'm very I have a relationship with God, and I'm gonna show that whether you like it or not. And I think his personality makes people like him a lot. And
Can I add on something really quick?
Possibly, yeah,
No.
you can.
Yeah, I was going to say, you remember when he got what was it? Chris Pratt got attacked for, I think, not doing what was that Hollywood thing that they said he was supposed to attend or something, and people got him on Twitter, and then and then Robert Downey Jr. like jumped on everybody saying, "What are you doing? This is my brother Chris Pratt. Leave him alone," and stuff. Pretty much, and it's like that. That's also a testament to his character that Robert Downey Jr. came to his defense.
It's I think Chris Pratt, he portrays and he brings the masculine side of a young man who's in their 20s and 30s, and it's a way where you can enjoy it. It's not this whole whatever, he's just preaching whatever. He doesn't really preach, and he really does love things that he enjoys doing, and he'll show that. And I think a lot of guys need to understand that. It's like, if you like to play video games, show it. It's okay. I play video games every once in a while. That's fine. I also like to go to a gun range and go shoot guns. That's okay. It's as long as you can just enjoy those things. And
Andy's
so
shocked.
on that note,
Andy's
we're gonna.
really shocked.
I know, Andy. Jeez, let me tell you something about. But
guns
on
kill
that note,
people.
Go from Gray Bush to White Bush.
oh my goodness! But
I have
we're gonna go
no
down the
problem
line,
I have no problem with guns killing the right people.
and we're banned.
Yeah,
But
No, you only the rule is you can't show people brandishing weapons. That was the new YouTube rule I saw.
Did
so
you hear
that's
about
why.
Did you hear about the kid who got suspended from school because he bit his Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun?
yes.
I remember that. Yeah, that was
And
so
then
dumb.
Somebody
Can
made
I
a
say
meme of
something?
Yeah.
If we had a rule that you had to be a college graduate to teach or substitute, maybe that wouldn't have happened, because that sounds like one dumb decision by the teacher.
I don't know. Some of the dumbest people I know have degrees.
Yeah,
I'll agree with you on that. I won't agree. I won't disagree on
In
that at all.
is that
When
in
you
lesbian
smoke too
dance
much
theory?
crack. Yes, it is. Everyone knows that.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So
or-
that
yeah, totally.
explains why this channel is being suppressed is because I brandished a gun. It's the Han Solo prop last week.
Oh
That
no, a
explains
prop. So
everything.
dangerous. Call
I
the
know.
military.
Right.
You're on camera
Oh.
so many times. It's unfair.
But
Aimed at C9 broom handle.
yeah, on that note, we are going to go around and I like to call it plug it in, but and there goes everything. But
Yeah.
I like to call it plug it in because it just sounds smoother in my little short bus brain. But I know
That's right.
Gary's like, you don't call it
phrasing.
that, you call it a plug. Mike, anything you want to plug?
Yes.
Phrasing.
God. Every time. Yeah, well, to everyone out in the chat and on Rumble as well. That's right, because I remember we're on Rumble too. You can catch my channel on the YouTubes at the Comic Relief Crusader. Link there in the chat. Please check me out. Every Tuesday we have Titillating Tuesdays. And to those on Rumble, also, I do have a Rumble channel as well, so which you can also check out as well. And for those in the YouTubes, if you also want to check me out on Rumble, there you go. There is the link to check out. I would greatly appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe. Every Tuesday we have Titillating Tuesdays. Where we just invite everybody that happens to roll into the chat and just to have some fun and talk about whatever the chat is talking about at the time. So we'll just have some funny news at the beginning of the hour and a funny commercial. Somewhere's in the middle of it. So
For Tim Hortons.
no. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Admiral Teague, anything you want to plug?
Oh my God! I want to plug the Comic Relief Crusader, the most generous.
You already did.
You know what? What he has done for creators who are, aspiring to go somewhere is just incredible. So let's just say that. But I am Admiral Teague, and I cover the adventures of a cowardly bald space robot. And we're gonna be having a big wrap up this week. I've just dropped my link into the chat. I hope you'll subscribe to me and try it out for a while, because you can always unsubscribe. But here's the thing. We're holding Star Trek accountable, and we're trying to have a real future that would be believable instead of this evil matriarchy that is the Starfleet and the Federation. So join me.
Gross.
You'll be fairly treated.
Yes.
We are the Borg.
Yes. That's
Nice.
it.
If anyone
Nice.
hasn't gone to Comic Relief Crusaders, go check their channel out. Go check Admiral Teague's channel. It's fun. I know Admiral Teague. Every once in a while, I'll jump on there and I'll just kind of wreck it. And I'm like, we're gonna do this instead. Whatever.
You
But,
have walk-on privileges, and we'll scrap our fucking
You
script
better-
for
you- You believe it, I will. I'll walk in there. I'll be like, "What's up, guys?"
I love it when you're on.
Do
You're
it.
hilarious, man.
Do it now.
But
And
Andy,
Tom
anything you want to plug?
Crusader, please come.
I have the Laboratory of Mayhem,
Literally.
where I make all kinds of cool goodies. In fact,
Oh,
right
how's your
now-
evil incarnate going?
Oh, she's coming along nicely.
There you go.
Excellent.
She's coming along, and I'm even making a body for her too, with some 70-year-old breasts.
That's how you do it.
Now,
Mhm.
Andy, if I do well enough, will you one day make an Admiral Decker for me?
Well, I would love to say yes, but right now I'm so backed up. It's I feel like
Metamucil.
well, I won't mention
Yeah.
the butt plugs that were going on in the chat there, but
So what you're saying is there's a chance.
there's always a
Cringe
chance,
for your pleasure.
there's certainly no limit. Like I've certainly made a lot of action figures for. I had a friend of mine. He's been an old friend of mine since he's got his own channel, Dino's Reviews. I said to him like, yeah, he's always doing like, yo, you want me to do a figure? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm not, big enough to make it. Dude, I don't make these things just because somebody's got a big channel or something like that. Like, you're a friend, you're a collector and stuff like that. It's like, so let me knock this out for you. But I got a list of things I'm doing right now. Right now I'm working on Lorena Creoles. I'm doing let's see who's next. Oh, I got the secret project I'm doing for another YouTuber that he's gonna love. There's a comic book legend in there. Then I have
He's right up there.
4 orders for Doomcock figures I have to get done.
I'd
And I
like
almost
one
have
of those too.
the new one almost finished sculpting. Yeah, so I'm quite backed up with a lot of stuff, but yeah, never say never.
Thank you. It means there's a chance, and you're the best.
Yeah.
And JRC, anything you want to plug in?
Well, yes, thank you.
You say the Navy.
Yeah, wait. No, I JRC99 US. I've been doing my video blog since 2007. It's just kind of a fun channel I've been doing. Just recently gotten into making a lot of shorts and stuff for YouTube, which is kind of fun. And I just like being here. We just happen to agree on the same things, that it's cool to be a manly man and New Trek sucks.
Go Father, anything you want to plug?
Why would I do that?
On that note,
I've been waiting to use that all night.
I know you
had
were.
it.
You were itching.
I wanted to use that earlier, but sometimes you guys just move on so fast. It's like, dang it. But no, I mean, people should already know my Twitter handle by now. At least I would hope.
If you don't know it, I know a few people. We'll come find you and we'll drag you and we'll find you. Whatever. Anyways.
That does not instill any fear of any kind.
No, it doesn't. But if I dress
you.
up as Fleabag Dylan,
Oh, you stay away from me with that.
Andy, can you put
I
in
no Bud Light near me.
Andy, I need an order of Fleabag Steve, just to let you know if you can make something of that.
Khajiit has wares
Yeah.
if you have coin.
I'm
There you go.
afraid Andy's already made it. But on that note, you can check us out here on YouTube, Rancor Steve, or on Rumble, which we're trying to transition over to do the live show where we can do a lot more interesting things and fun things. I know Goat doesn't really promote it as much, but he makes really good decals, and he's made a couple
there's
decals
more
for me.
Wait, what?
Is.
I may be getting back into sublimation again.
Ooh.
You got an
nice.
Etsy page?
Ooh.
I actually do, but I don't have any products on it at the moment.
I was
You
gonna
want
say-
some?
So
I just want to say I
if
was
you-
not considering buying stickers, but I went on Goat's page, and now I'm thinking of buying some.
if you want a custom Rancor Steve decal or a custom decal of your choice, go talk to the Goat Father. He's probably he is the closest friend I have that I've known for a long time, and he is very talented on this stuff. And the stuff I've seen, he would show me pictures of what he's doing. I'm like, that's awesome. I would like that, but where would I be able to put that? I don't know. But if anyone in the chat wants a decal of anything, go check him out. Support him. I will support him, even though he says I don't want to be supported. Tough luck, buddy. I'm going to support you. So,
No,
yeah,
I want to support. Money's good.
I know. On that note,
I take custom orders too.
Oh, he does. And on that note, next week we will talk about AI dating.
Oh my
AI
God.
dating. It'll be
Beep, boop,
interesting.
beep, boop, beep. I want
Fun
to date.
chat.
Fun.
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
I know. So that'll be the life skill for this month, ending this month, is AI dating. What is the benefits and downfalls of artificial intelligent dating?
I'll
And
research this for you guys this week.
I bet you will.
I'll try it. I'm gonna try it.
But I want to thank everyone on the panel to come on. I know there's a couple of the people that were going to be on the show. They weren't able to. I know Jeff. I forgot to mention this. He's dealing with some things work wise, really. And I was like, don't worry, take the night off. And Brandon, the anime guy, he's just got caught up with some of his YouTube stuff. And I was like, don't worry. So we'll have those guys on soon. But I want to thank everyone in the chat and everyone on the panel. You guys were awesome. We'll see you guys next week at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Howdy doody there.
Mm-hmm.
You're an
It's
Good
amazing
night,
host.
everybody.
You're an
Goodbye.
amazing host.
Nighty night.
Thanks to you,
Good
the Godfather.
night.
It was very nice of you to have me. I appreciate being here.
Hugs.
Yeah.